where today we all will sit together, learn from each other's experiences, share our experiences, our journey, our reflection, and being here fully. Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation is a global non-profit dedicated to building spiritual governance and leadership and advancing personal transformation through breath mindfulness meditation and scientific wisdom. It is a key initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement, PSSM, founded to bring meditation in everyone's life. Buddha CEO is deeply inspired by Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, founder of PSSM, whose vision was to create a meditative, peaceful world. His message, Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. Yoga is meditation. Karma is action. Kaushalam is efficiency. Serves as a guiding principle. We are deeply honored to be mentored by visionary leaders including Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyan Sir, Padma Shri Dr. R.V. Ramani and Dr. Newton Kondavati. We begin our day by lighting the lamp, signifying dispelling ignorance with this light. I now invite Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyan Sir, Shri Ram Babu Sir, Vasanta Ma'am, Sai Kripa Sagar Sir, Rama Devi Ma'am, Dr. G.K., Dr. Chandra Pulmarasetti, Mrs. Vani Chandrasekhar, and Professor Jagdish for lighting the lamp, please. Thank you. Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyan is a decorated former IPS officer and CBI director celebrated for his landmark investigative work and service to National Human Rights Commission. Honored with the Padma Shri, he now serves as a global advocate for mindfulness, sitting on dozens of corporate and spiritual boards worldwide. A key inspiration to Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, he continues to provide invaluable guidance and mentorship. And chairman to this GCML. Dr. Chandra Pulmarasetti, founder of Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, chief meditation mentor and founding trustee of Pyramid Valley International Meditation Center, is a former vice president at IBM and a seasoned entrepreneur with over 24 years of meditation practice. Mrs. Vani Chandrasekhar, co-founder Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, is a meditation counselor and a senior pyramid master for 20 plus years and is finding happiness in daily interactions with hundreds of meditators worldwide. I now request Dr. Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyan Sir to share his inaugural address.
Namaste, Namaskaram Andi. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. Just then we heard from Nehaji the origin of the great movement. Spiritual Society movement and the offspring, Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. I don't want to repeat the same thing because all of you are better informed than even myself, because you have been fortunate enough to come in contact with Brahmarshi Patriji and also these great organizations. Just to put it very briefly, Guruji Satyanarayana Goenka ji, known as the Guruji in the Vipassana movement, a prosperous diamond merchant in Burma, when he was younger, he had an incurable headache. It is there, part of history, and he has told me himself a number of times. And at that time, we were so rich, even then he went around, but there was no cure for him. When he came back, he suffered a lot. Then somebody said, why don't you go and do this Vipassana meditation? But then at that time, some staunch Hindu followers, they said, no, it's a Buddhist meditation. How can you go and do it? Delayed it, but ultimately he did go to Vipassana master. His master, Uba King Sin, if I remember correct, Burmese master. It was a 3-month-long meditation at that time. But to get over his problem, he went and joined them. In 2-3 weeks' time, his headache, incurable headache, disappeared. But he found getting over the headache is only a byproduct. It was far more important for enlightenment, peace of mind, stress-free life. So he stayed on, completed a 3-month-long course. Then his Buddhist master told him, Goenka ji, this is a gift of Buddha to the world. It was given in India 2,500 years back. But for some historical reasons, which we will not go into that, it disappeared from India practically, but it was maintained in some places like Burma. So please take it back to the land of its birth. So Goenka ji was not happy with his own enlightenment. He thought he should spread this knowledge and method to the rest of the world. So he gave up all his wealth, came back to India. In his own words, what he said was, nobody was interested. But then he said, I had to go from door to door, persuade some of my relatives out of respect for me, they joined. And then Vipassana was beginning slowly at that time. The first Vipassana formal education center was inaugurated in Hyderabad. Few months back, the Golden Jubilee of Vipassana Center was celebrated in Hyderabad. I was there because I had also undergone Vipassana meditation at a critical point of my time. So a lot of people came from around the world. Now, coming back to our own Brahmarshi Patriji, I had a chance meeting with him in Hyderabad again. First time itself, it was with Reverend Alex Arbito, the psychic surgeon from Philippines. I had taken him to Hyderabad. Then Patriji, so I had not met him till then. He was so gracious, he came and hugged me, touched my feet and all that. He said, Kartikeyaji is going to connect all the spiritual masters in this world and all that. I was amused. I never knew him. But then after it so happened that he took a great liking for me and he called me for many of his programs. If he called me 3-4 times, I used to go once. Only because of his courtesy and kindness. I was not at that time and not enormously impressed by this. But he told me, I also went to Vipassana meditation, but after one day, I could not sit through. How did he spend 10 full days? Because it's tough to start with, because early morning to late in the evening, you only, first 3 days Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, observe the incoming breath, outgoing breath. Now what Chandra is very effectively, conveying all over the world, that is Ana-Pana-Sati actually. It is a term in Pali also. How did you spend 10 days? Because I couldn't spend more than a day. But I had to spend 10 days because it was a critical point in my career life, morning to evening. Then after 2 days, total silence. You can't talk to anybody. You can observe only the video of recording of Goenkaji, very beautiful, powerful. There is a master sitting in a corner. Any doubt you can go and talk, otherwise no speeches there. Observe. Any doubt you can quietly go and sit with the master, teacher, and then say 2 simple meals a day. I'm sure some of you have done it. If you have not done it, I would strongly recommend you do it because according to me, all great masters, to my knowledge, whatever may be the technology they are spreading now, they've all undergone Vipassana. It's a must for everyone. Okay, then like Goenkaji, who thought he should spread it, Patriji also said it's not enough. I got enlightenment, I got peace of mind. I must spread it. Again he went like for door to door, village to village in Andhra Pradesh. I call him barefoot spiritual master because very simple, humble man. No paraphernalia, nothing. When he used to come home, he will sit with my driver and cook also. And he had such a generosity. He didn't bother about the status of the person before him, rich or poor, and learned or not learned. He thought every human being, he respected the inherent divinity in the person, and that's how he spread it. That's about 40 years now. About 40 years? Can you correct me? 40 years? Yes. Yes. He was working in a private company. He left it because he was born for a bigger vision. And he did succeed in, and also one thing is meditation. Number 2 is plant-based diet, vegetarianism. He had the courage, in Andhra Pradesh and many other parts of people, most of the families are addicted to non-vegetarian. They must have breakfast, lunch, dinner also. In that, with courage, he had to go and tell them, don't eat meat, it's not good and all that. He used to use stronger words. I used to tell him, Patriji, you too. He said, no, yes, I do. Whoever is eating meat, I call them like that and all that. To say that. But a simple man, he did succeed in spreading meditation, plant-based diet all over Andhra Pradesh. And then he used to tell me at that time, my task is to get Dhyana Andhra Pradesh, then Dhyana Bharat, then Dhyana Jagath. I used to be amused. Okay, good man, he thinking like that. I never believed what he can do it, but it happened. Because of his intention and strong belief in what he was doing, he succeeded, And also, meditation, the pyramid. He did research, and you know very well, you will hear more about it, the masters during the today, tomorrow and all that. Thanks to him, there are, of course, the biggest pyramid was in Bangalore. I was there from the time it was selected. And later on, of course, in Hyderabad. And now many more pyramids, small and big, have happened all over India. And happy to realize last time when we went, our followers of Patriji, PSSM movement, Buddha's Yoga Quantum Foundation, they are determined to build the biggest pyramid for meditation purposes in Dallas. Acquired 100 acres of land. We went and saw that. And they just tell me they already made the road. They say in 3 years' time is going to have the Omega pyramid is going to complete. What I'm saying is, a simple master in 40 years' time, he has been succeeded in creating a global movement and creating many masters. He never said anybody, I am a guru. He said, my dear masters, my dear gurus, like that, Now, one such organization is Buddha's Yoga Quantum Foundation. When I used to go to Pyramid Valley on the invitation of Patriji, he was so gracious, such a great master, simple, humble, So warm, courteous, hospitable. Very often he received me when I went there. And I can recall so many of the occasions where it was so touching to meet him. He used to hug and touch and all. Apart from, he's fond of cooking. He cooked and served everybody. Then he used to take me home and say something his favorite. And such a man of many talents. Excellent cook. Sing beautifully in many languages. Spoke beautifully. And with enormous energy, tirelessly he traveled. Tirelessly traveled all over the world. And very often, after all, it's a body, human body. I used to tell him also, slow down and all that. He wouldn't listen because he was sure that his time on the planet is limited. He wanted to spread this message to as many as possible. So with the result, he didn't, to a large extent, I would say, had the courage to tell, he ignored his own health of the body, whatever it is. He achieved what one takes centuries to achieve. A simple man, no big birth or wealth or great formal education. Today we can look back and say he has created a global movement. This only we can say that, but after 100 years people write about it. But very few masters are celebrated in their own lifetime. If it's just from Jesus Christ and all, our own masters, you say that, it is only centuries after ago but here he had the good fortune of being recognized and celebrated in his own lifetime. And his vision of creating Dhyana Jagath is happening. Thanks to masters around, hundreds of masters there. It's happening now. Now, I don't want to too much of your time coming back. Now, when I used to go to Pyramid Valley, both his dedicated disciples, Chandra and Vani, used to take care of me. Take care of me because the friend of his own master guru, they were all the time like a shadow with me. And one day Chandra called and said, "Sir, COVID time. We can't meet, people cannot meet. I want to start this coaching this meditation through line, on the line, Zoom platform and all that." And out of gratitude for the way they look after me, I said, yes. I didn't know how to operate all this, my grandson knows more than me. But then I have to learn this. We launched it. I thought I'll be there for a day, elongated on the left. But interesting. From that time he was a beginner. But even then I liked it, though I was not new to it. I was already very close to Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, Ravi Shankarji, Brahma Kumaris, Ananda, all this thing. But still I like the way he imparted the education in a very simple manner. I liked it, stayed on. After a few days, I shared it with some of my friends, telling there is something very interesting happening. And some of those people who have a lot of faith in me, they also joined. They are also not new to meditation. They liked it. At that time, always, Patriji, Satyanarayana Goenkaji also used to ask him, why do you call it free? No charge. 10 days people stay morning and evening. He said, he used to tell me, Karthikeyanji, how can I put any value for this? It's a life-transforming technology. Priceless. So no charge. Same thing with Patriji also believed in it. This also started like that. But some of my colleagues, who were so impressed, the first contribution was from my friend. I'm not mentioning any names here. He sent 10 lakhs to them. He didn't even tell me. And thereafter, more people. Then after it's a 40-day meditation. Then I started listening to the response of the people who joined online. Doctors with qualification A to wizard, they also liked it. They said, they found it beneficial. They said it is their prescription. Along with medication, we prescribe meditation also. And they say we have brought down the number of medications and all that. And children, young children also, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, some of them along with the parents, they joined. And some of them were so impressed, they were there before we opened. And even after they closed, after the parents left, they stayed on. And some of them wrote to me also, shared, telling how their own performance improved in the school. The school appreciated their own behavior and all that, all these things. So like that, I know families, husband, wife, they said we are living as husband, wife, but in the same building. But after joining this meditation, our lives are transformed. We are really living as a harmonious life and all like that. Many. So every 40 days, I had no hesitation in recommending it. It went to thousands of people around. Many of them here, I don't want to mention great masters, they joined like that and they have become totally dedicated, and then they in turn are spreading this message now, all those things. Now, in the last few of the regional world conferences, we focused on, 13 years, we had the first International Day of Yoga in 2002 in Lisbon, Portugal. The great master, Amrita Suryananda, is a Portugal man, brilliant person. He called for the International Day of Yoga in Lisbon. I attended that. Dr. Nagendra, people came from all over. He was he who said this has to be practiced all over the world first. There a few years later, we had a big program in Art of Living with Ravi Shankarji, Dr. B.K. Sayangar, and Ramdevji, and many of the great masters came. We all passed a resolution telling 21st June should be International Day of Yoga. I took it to the United Nations. Nothing happened. But it's only when our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji went and addressed the UN about 13 years back, I think, I don't remember. When he addressed, because of the power of intention of the man, the world accepted it. World accepted it. It was declared as 21st June as International Day of Yoga. Thereafter, all over the world it's being practiced. You know that very well. Irrespective of the religion or color of the people they are doing it. But we found Hatha Yoga is good, important, but originally yoga meant Hatha Yoga, Pranayama and meditation. But over a period of time, Hatha Yoga is identified only with physical exercise, which is very important. But it's not enough because there's so much of negativity is all over, addiction, disharmony, and global warming, people living in constant stress, and all type of new diseases coming, psychosomatic diseases. We found only meditation is the technology. Now you know what's happening in Ukraine, Russia, and West Asia, America, Israel, Iran, and apart from the smaller wars all over happening. First World War, League of Nations came. Millions were killed. Then they brought, Second World War came, then United Nations was formed. But we have seen all these organizations have proved to be ineffective. I don't say they are not doing anything, but they have not been able to contain all these problems now. Today, unlike the First World War, Second World War, today many nations are having destructive nuclear weapons. One or two nuclear weapons either be intention of a mad ruler or by accident exploded, the entire planet can be destroyed. That is the reality today. Reality today. No doubt we have got a lot of technology, we have got comforts and all that. All parts of the body we can get replacement, spare parts are available. But even today, no laboratory can create blood, which can be created only in the God-given human body. But the man has acquired all the capacity to destroy everything that is created by the divine. So this being so, we found ultimately meditation is only technology, surest technology. Global peace it has to start with individual peace, like Patriji, many masters. The other day I was with Vedatri Maharishi. He also said 70 years back, from individual peace only you can create world peace. So we have seen in a number of these regional conferences all that we said there should be a day by the UN dedicated for meditation. Like ultimately, last year you know very well, 21st December, the UN declared 21st December as the International Day of Meditation. That's a great development in human history. I would say that not only. I don't say it's only because of us, PSSM or Budha confrontation, but why 21st December was taken? If you go back to history, about 15 years back, Brahmarshi Patriji started Dhyana Jagath. We don't know, I'm still finding out why he chose 21st December for 10 days every year. Many of us have taken part in that. How did the United Nations choose 21st December to be the International Day of Yoga? It's a mystery. But I believe that it has something to do with the power of the intention of Patriji. I believe in it. But you know, if we tell the world we will not accept it, but at least we feel like that now. Now, it's a great success for all the spiritual movements, including Patriji, PSSM movement, Buddha, Yoga, all the others are there. We give share credit with everybody else also. But you can also pat on your back telling, yes, we are in a movement which we can really claim credit for what has happened. Now, declaration is just not enough unless we implement it. Now the task before all of us is implementation. That's why last year when we persuaded people from all varieties of meditation. Technology may differ, but meditation proper, common. We have done research. I got research papers ready. Whoever wants it. All system traditions had sort of a meditation for thousands of years. It's not only because of Hinduism or India, but it has gone into, people have forgotten focusing only on the rituals. Well, rituals are important. We're not undermining rituals, fine. But here, meditation, you're right. Whereas rituals can divide people. Who is superior, which is more important and all that. So it was accepted last time we had come. Everybody agreed. Meditation proper, plus whatever you want to do. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, God created man in his own image. All these truisms are there. So thereafter, whatever you want to follow, practice, do it. Your family tradition or whatever to do it. But accept that minimum standard of dhyanam. I said, why I am with all the organizations? Well, I am spending more time on this because this is the simplest form of meditation. We have all seen that now. You have to believe in yourself, that's all. And as Guru Patriji used to say, breath is your guru and all that thing. Now we are all here. There's a task before us it is not like Goenka-ji, like Patriji. They were not happy with just what happened to them. Each one of us have a duty. Because you had the good fortune of coming to the path, getting the benefit, we should avail of every opportunity to spread this knowledge to as many as possible. Yes, as Patriji said, his own brother was not interested. It can happen in our own family, some members may not be interested. But don't get discouraged by that now. We have to do it because the whole world is our family. So we should not hesitate to spread this knowledge to everybody. And the way of supporting it is, as I used to tell, the minimum you can do is, don't hesitate to tell people, if your lives are transformed, if the families are found to be more joyous, you are able to perform better in your own profession, you can say yes because of meditation. You can say that. The least you can do that is that. Then join organizations like services, like volunteers. Volunteers can do more work than paid people. And then you got to do it. Now this, to go all over the world, lot of people have joined. Lot of youngsters have joined this movement. Now we know very well. And some of them are comfortable. Some of them have to be looked after, families. So make a contribution, whatever you can, by way of material. Small donation, you can, whatever you can do it, and all that thing. So now I can go on talking, now the others also to speak. All I say is, it's a, what should I say? It's a divine task ordered to us. And we have been chosen for that purpose. Otherwise we will not be on this path. And we will not stay on this path. So I only say, let us reconfirm and reiterate our faith in the movement and take a decision in whatever way we can, we should spread it, because unless the world is better, we are not going to be better. We alone cannot live. Our neighborhood should be happy. They should get over this crisis, get over corruption. People are asking what to do. I said, if the whole society becomes meditators, you will elect only meditators as your leaders. And a man who is sincerely meditating becomes leader, they will not be corrupt. They will be loyal. They know they are chosen to serve the society, not to enjoy just power and myth. And if every country gets such leaders, we can create a world without war. We can create a world where there is no climate crisis. We can leave a better world for our grandchildren, grandchildren, and all these things. It is our fundamental duty. Thank you very much. Namaste.
The origin of the movement and Patriji, Grandmaster Patriji. People connect to people, dear friends. We go to conferences because we are inspired by people who are doing great work. Business conference for business knowledge, spiritual conference for spiritual knowledge. But ultimately it's a connection to the people through which we spread the energy. They have taken a glass of water, and then the water is taken forward into our field, and then you say, I love you, the water changes its energy pattern. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist, did a beautiful experimentation. So water is taken, drawn towards you, which means it is close to your field of energy, and say, I love you, then it organizes itself into beautiful crystal patterns. You say, I hate you, it disorganizes itself. It disintegrates into a broken pattern. To demonstrate that we all have a field of energy. Now, quantum physics beautifully explains that we are an energy field. And each of us are constantly emitting an energy, thinking and feeling our energy that is out there and influencing people around us. And so that's how people connect to people. And so that moment happened to me in the year 1999 when I met a Grandmaster Brahmarshi Patriji through my younger brother, medical doctor GK. The understanding for me then was an executive in the United States, a lot of academics excellence and this and that and education excellence there, organizational excellence, that I thought I've done something, I've achieved something. But then Patriji, fundamentally, when the moment I met him in the first interaction, he said, you don't know anything you don't know anything, straight, on the first thing. And it was a shocking news to me that I thought I actually learned something in 10 years of corporate work and a lot of education, all of that. But only later that I dived into this deeply, after a few years of continuous persistence by Dr. G.K., my younger brother. Again, I give a lot of ever gratefulness to him, because he was a torchbearer in our family to start meditation. But the point is that Patriji's words were ringing in my ears and said, what does it mean by you don't know anything? And then later, as a connecting, enlightenment is to recognize that there is infinity to learn, that what I know is so little. There is infinity to learn, and what I know is so little that I am ever student to continuously learn. Gautama Buddha, in his eightfold path, Gautama Buddha said, there is suffering, which we all know, is a discovery, right? There is suffering everywhere, and then suffering is due to ignorance, and this can be resolved, and then through eightfold path. And the eightfold path, one of them is right speech. Patriji was big on speaking impeccably. So there are simple things, but then Gautama Buddha had right speech, and it is very, I thought I knew how to speak. But many a times, the more I would dug deeper, I did not know. I did not know many things that were speaking just casually, carelessly, or many things that just speak. That how much scarcity, how much fear, how much negative energy is putting onto people, just did not even know. Until the time he questioned and said, you do not know anything and you got to learn a lot. So that's the master that, he spread his energy that time. So then I dived in and with the assistance of great masters of PSSM, were able to understand the science of spirit, spiritual science or meditation science. Beautiful journey thereafter. And always inspired and say the beauty with meditation, many of us are meditators here, is that when you have it, you want to give it, which is the case with the human being naturally. We want to share what we are experiencing the most. I go to a restaurant, and the restaurant, a new restaurant has come in the town, which is a Chinese restaurant, you love it. And so then suddenly your past experience of going to another Chinese restaurant is overshadowed by this new one. And then you will start talking about this to your friends, because what you experience most is what you share. Meditation becomes one of those greatest blissful experiences that you want to give. And so then naturally, all meditators, they are there supporting me in my journey in growing in there. So with Patriji, the moment he offered the opportunity to serve at Pyramid Valley International, we'll learn a little bit of that in this program, that we latched on to this with an understanding that, okay, get to spend time with other masters. Knowledge liberates. Knowledge liberates. Our understandings change, and so then automatically we do not take things as very personally, and many, many things drop. And so then Patriji was big on learning knowledge, and we learn from every master, learn from various practitioners and all of it. And so then with that understanding, jumped into doing service. And Pyramid Valley International, establishing an international meditation center, became my purpose, and later realized, we do not even know many times, that what we are doing is actually we're living a purpose. If a pen and a phone and a mic has a purpose, and I'm sure we recognize that we too have a purpose. And then when we are moving ourselves into the purpose, automatically the body follows, automatically the mind follows, automatically our intellect naturally falls in line in thinking the right way when we align to a purpose. And so that's what happened to me when I pursued this meditation knowledge. While parallelly I was progressing my career in IT as running a software company. And I was doing service with Patriji sir along the way, and then Pyramid Valley, and then associated myself with several PSM projects one way or the other. But when my company got acquired, and then by IBM Corporation somewhere, and then was working through it, now this concept of Buddha CU was there. Patriji mentioned long ago, leaders possess many amount of resources, material, technology, resources, and all of them are there. If a leader transforms, then this meditation can go beautifully, much more quickly. And so you do it. This is the work that you can take on. Success is there for each of us when opportunity meets our presence at the right time and place. It is there when opportunity meets our presence at the right time and place. Opportunities are there. There are so many leaders in PSSM who are business leaders, successful in their own businesses. Not just me. Many, many people are there. But then it is coming to me. And so then, what is it that is making us happen that you are there at the right time and place, not other people at that moment? What is that makes it happen? Everybody wants to do it. Everyone wants to be doing this work of taking meditation to the leadership, meditation to the towards the governance and all of it. But it's knocking on you, knocking on the door. The door is being knocked onto you, is given to you. This is what we call grace. This is what we call consciousness. There is something that is orchestrating billions of events in the planet. Many times we think, okay, it's because of my work and I am the one who got it, and I am the one who is because of this has happened. But I recognize that of many, many leaders who are there in PSSM, everybody wants to, of course, contribute in a beautiful way, but it comes to you. They recognize that, okay, there is something that is happening towards you. The grace, the consciousness wants you to take it up. And so then, this particular deep desire and intention to take Buddha's Quantum Foundation to the best possible way of the mission of Patriji sir, connecting to this Grand Master's vision and energy, because one master that I've seen from the day one of his enlightenment that he says in 1979, from the day one of his enlightenment, even before that, he was saying that he wished to see every person on the planet to be a meditator and everyone to be a vegetarian, Shakahara, and there must be pyramids as universal temples so that every faith, all people irrespective of the faith, go into it and then meditate. And that is his vision. He was talking about, as Karthikeyan alluded briefly, that he was saying Dhyana Jagath. From the day one, Shakahara Jagath, he was courageously talking about it very, very openly. Even if he had just one person with him, he was showing it because he truly believed that we are consciousness. He truly believed meditation makes his consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi, I have gotten beautiful understanding of it when this meditation was taken, which is breath meditation. I loved the way Patriji was taking it. It is very simple. It only took some of us practice. It takes a minute to learn and then we go into it. It's about practice. And then the knowledge that he was assimilating and then was helping people to take it through everyone, not just him. He never said, learn from me, learn from everybody. That's also one of the reasons this conference, we have so many masters from different organizations. We have Brahmakumaris, we have Heartfulness, we have Habil, we have many Ananda. So many masters are there. Of course, several PSSM masters are there. And then we learn from all of them. And so with that simple understanding that learn from everyone and then simple meditation practice, it really got me to be in PSS moment in Patriji. And this call came when I was at IBM. One of the that Budha Seva needs to be taken. The question is, what is the right time? You also need to fail. And so one of the conversations, while I was in one discussion, I set up. I was an executive, senior executive in IBM, running a global business. Now, when I set up a day-long meetings with my team, with a visiting very senior leader who's coming in there, and then I set up the meetings to do the transitioning and the training and all of it. But then the leader said, when we had a breakfast meeting that day when he came into India, and then in a hotel we were having, he said, Chandra, I don't want you to be in these meetings. If you are there, then people may be biased to understand because it's sort of a business meeting that we are trying to understand what's going on. I said, I am facilitating here, I am there, but then you don't want me to be there. But a moment, then I realized and said, okay, there is a discomfort for this individual. And there is some kind of a potential survival challenge may be there. Then if he feels threatened that if I am there, that the right amount of information may not come because each of us have our own aura that spreads onto the teams. I said, fine, no problem. It took me a moment to step back and say, no problem. If that's what you want, then we will do it. The point is, I wanted the information to be beautifully transitioned to rest of the teams because we're an acquiring company. We go in there and then we want to spread the energy, the knowledge and technology to everybody and in the best possible way. Even though I was being facilitating and then trying to work through this meeting for a few days, and then the moment he said, you don't be there in the meeting, I said, fine. My team was very mad. The moment I told them I'm not going to be there, I said, look, this is very important that we give the knowledge and transfer. Only then you give, then we can do other finer things. So that's when I recognized and said, conflicts can easily happen between leadership. If I took my position, there is only conflict, nothing else. And then teams are divided. And so then this has to be even more given to the leadership at the soonest possible time than to wait and wait. And so that's how we jumped into to resigning my job to come in to start what is called Budha Seva Quantum Foundation with the greatest vision of Patriji. In the 2020 we started this, but I came out in the year 2019. The conference theme is holistic living and world peace and achieved through meditation. Meditation, I'm sure many of you understand, is moving us towards our inner nature, being close to our inner nature, spending time with nature, reflecting, contemplation, going towards natural foods, learning new knowledge, being very receptive. Until the time that I understood, in a Harvard study there, 90% of our suffering is there because the meaning we give to events is based on the meaning we give to events. An event happens, you're not invited for a meeting, and then you suddenly are saying, oh, they ignored me. and you're walking in today, and then somebody did not receive you, oh, they're not bothered about me. So then then the rest of the conference time is gone. But if you say, oh, they are busy, and so then it's not there, and so different. So the meaning, until the time I didn't understand that, if the meaning we give causes us to be happy and not happy, the moment I understood, then things changed. 90% issues became non-issues. And so then meditation is fundamentally helping us to receive information, learn new knowledge. Holistic living is about learning new knowledge, right knowledge, being in the nature, contemplation practices, and of course meditation. And so dear friends, the Buddha's Quantum Foundation was started to take these concepts to leadership in a scientific voice. There are so much of research that's happening today in the world, which is depicting and saying neuroscience-wise, quantum physics-wise, psychology, physiobiology, and all of these concepts are there to say how the body is changing, brain is changing, how we are connected to the field. And some of those concepts we will bring in here through our leadership during the next 2 days next 3 days, in terms of how people are transforming, and then some scientific knowledge is given. So thank you very much for joining. And today is about Buddha CEO Vision Day. Means that it's some of our PSSM leaders are here, and then several Buddha CEOs here. Then some of you new who are participating in this actively, and which means that we are all at the right time, right place in taking on this mission. And we will be sharing our experiences rest of the day, and we'll also talk about where we are going and then what we have done, and then we'll learn from the dharma of service to many PSSM masters who are doing so much of relentless service. And amazing work is going on in the field of spirituality. And when we learn from Patriji that one person today became millions and millions of people. There are 16 YouTube channels beaming 24/7 meditation information in many languages, and then reaching out to millions of people, and then 30,000 pyramids are built. One person, one master thought about it has to go to everyone, and became such a big movement. And so then that is the strength that we have, and say, my thoughts create reality, with which we operate. And so we are sharing information exchange from many PSSM leaders, how they are taking their projects forward in the afternoon. And then we have an important coach program where many of us can replicate ourselves, become those coaches to give this information in any organization, institute, and everywhere. And so they'll recognize some of the coaches who are there and taking their certificates and awards in the afternoon. And then towards the end, we'll do some messages and conclude the day today briefly. But let's flow with the message more like an internal function for us. In the sense, all of us are soul family, and then we'll be a little informal and then exchange views and information. Thank you very much. Thank you, Karthikeyan sir.
Thank you each and every master here who all, this is the most important, you thought and you are here. The program is already successful. Thank you each and every God here. This team is a very of them who is spread the meditation. This is important. We all have to be here. Those masters are here. Thank you each and every one. And my great pranams to Brahmarshi Patriji, and my great pranams to Karthikeyan sir. How I met Karthikeyan sir? Because of my grandmaster. He is behind me always, and I'm always happy with whom I live with him. I walk with him. I experienced in my life such a wonderful way. As a person, very low confidence and less knowledge. Always in the family, I always think I don't know much. My elder sister is very intelligent. She's next to me here. And my younger one is very intelligent. But I don't know anything. With my dad also, I never talk very brave. Like that person I am. And stage, that's not my place. And today I am in the stage because of this master. I am always happy that in my life, very fear and low confidence, and in education also, degree completed. But today I am so proud. My degree never gave me the confidence, but my knowledge and spiritual understanding gave me the strength. With that, with my children, with my family, my extended spiritual family, today I am extremely happy. most meaningfully I am living my life. And this is the most gift because of this Grand Master. And recently we went to Shirdi. After I started my journey because of my brother-in-law, I ever grateful to GK Gopalakrishna, and I am so thankful to my parents in my life, attracted right people, right decisions taking such a wonderful way. They brought us, and that moment I entered into the family, such a wonderful family, and I got married Chandra, and he always think different. He always, the way he thinks, such a wonderful family, giving nature, helping nature, but even though the way he thinks, how he can think like this, I always admire. And that way, we always understanding things. Life is very easy, enjoyable when we was in US. And I got married, and 6 months after that, my brother and his brother, they met a road accident that in whole family shaken like anything. Especially I am a very fearful, always insecureness. Something always a fear used to carry. When I moved US to India, my brother-in-law introduced meditation, introduced Patriji. Every time meeting that master in a life, what should I carry, what should I leave it? Every time giving the best experience in my life. Eating food, talking with the masters, living with the family, how to improve ourselves, what is the best we can carry for each and every moment with every person. Like that, in every aspect, meeting him, such a wonderful experience to learn. And with that, always, Pyramid Valley project, when we enter, meeting every time, meeting Grand Masters, PSSM Masters, how unconditionally doing selfless service. And only giving only they know, not expecting anything. Such kind of family, because of Patriji, I got it. With that, always, like a Dhyana Chakra event, how just now Karthikeyan sir told, I don't know how we entered that year only, 99, we moved from US to India. Gopalakrishna invited to that Dhyana Chakra, 99. And we visited that day. Till now, every Dhyana Chakra is the most important, valuable. We have to attend that event. Because there, one barber, one watchman to stage who are organizing, every master giving best for themselves to do service. They don't have money, they don't have anything, but they always, Patriji told, I am doing. Patriji told, I am doing. What he gave, only meditation. With that, they always, what is best in their life, they understand. What has to carry, they understand. With that, every master today, this Grand Master physically is not there, but in all over the world he is there. Because of his great vision, everybody is taking responsibility. This is my work. I have to spread meditation. I have to spread vegetarianism. I have to spread pyramid energy. And such a wonderful master, he doesn't have a wallet. He doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't have an account, bank account. He doesn't have a house. But in a world, every house is a house. Every person is his family. Like that, he created, and he has a biggest family, Vasudaika Kutumbam, we all are. And taking his mission forward in my life, as he questioned me that what you are doing, I am like taking care of my family in a simple answer. He told me that everybody, animal also do. What is the great about yourself? He asked me. That question, that moment I didn't understand. Later I understand that what is my life. I have to live most meaningful. Living with that master, I understand later. And recently we went to Shirdi. When I am sitting, always ever grateful and gratitude I am having always, I thought. But in front of Sai Baba when I sat, so much tears with the happiness I got. Why? Because the moment I sat, I used to do Parayana. In that Parayana I used to read, oh, such a wonderful disciples he is having. They're all walking with him. They learned so much. I used to think. That master connected to Patriji. I walked this grand master. I learned so many things. Because of you, I met this grand master. My life is most understandable and meaningful which I am living because of Patriji. And I am always think that we are always doing best. But Patriji always, how we can give best to others. That he make us to understand experience in this life. My life experience means continuously with Patriji only it will come, because my life today, what I am living, what I am doing, what I can do, what I am doing also for his mission to run continuously until my last breath. And most important, I really wish, I want to tell you, once anything we wish, things will happen. But that is always for the bigger cause we wish. That is just like that it will happen. In my life it's happened. I always think Chandra used to travel a lot because he is a business travel, because running a company, anything he is holding, he will always want to do the best. For that, I really wish he should not enter into the spirituality. He can give donation, I always think in that way. That moment, that my knowledge is that. But whatever the donation he is giving and whatever the contribution he is spending time, and going and meeting Patriji, always something I carried for myself in this life. And with that, always right decisions, right thoughts, right positive way of thinking. Patriji always tell negative, positive, disaster, miraculous thinking. All those thinking pattern ultimately now turned into miraculous thinking. In a COVID time, my children, they both are playing night movie watching, all those things when they are doing. My wish is every day before meditation, I used to write a journal before meditation. In that, this whole family completely all over the world spreading meditation. We are 4 of us, we are part of it. We are doing more than us, they will carry this mission. For that, we both are traveling all over the world to spread the meditation. I don't know, I don't have any picture in that moment, how it started. But Patriji, before that, he told me one day, you will travel all over the world, he told, because of Pyramid Valley work. But that moment I didn't understand the meaning of it. But later I understand that why he told, what he told, and now 4 of us completely understand spirituality, living life most meaningful way. And today, not 4 of us in a big family, so much big family. Last 10 days, Buddha CEO, whole team, they leave the families, they leave their job responsibility, they are here. In Delhi Masters, everybody together, we are all doing together because of the Vasudhaika Kutumbam work. This is not our work. Then our mission, our wish, it will be higher purpose. In that, our wishes will be very small, just like that it will happen. This is what we always created, giving best experience in this life because of Patriji. I am ever grateful to this Grand Master. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this master, because of this master only, we met Karthikeyan sir. After he left, most important thing for Patriji's mission only for Karthikeyan sir. Everywhere he is spreading more than pyramid masters. Really, I want to tell every place in Jaggi was there like Isha Foundation event, Art of Living event, Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation. This is what I practice. This is what I am doing. Always, sir, feeling so happy that, sir, thank you so much. Patriji always tell, you are a grand master. I saw this. He's like touching his feet like this. He's doing this. You are a spiritual grand master, he told. I never understand. Patri sir, everybody comes and he is praising Patri sir. And Patri sir is praising and touching his feet and saying that you are a grand master and you are a spiritual ambassador. That meaning, that moment I didn't understand. But later I understand his mission now physically is not there also. He is doing so much work and everywhere he is coming, attending the events and he is taking more responsibility. Spread the meditation is the most important right now. Thank you each and everyone. Thanks my whole team who all are working continuously. Buddha CEO team, Pyramid Spiritual Society team. There is no separate here. There is everyone doing the Patriji's mission. For that, different ways of handling the masters. That is the only one work we are doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And amazingly, the vision behind as a true ambassador of spirituality across all organizations. So thank you, Karthikeyan sir, once again, wonderful. Yes.
Thank you so much, sirs and ma'am, for your powerful messages. Karthikeyan sir, your message that we are on the divine path and we are the chosen one will always stay back with us. And Chandra sir, sharing the experience of meditation with others will be a takeaway for us. And Vani ma'am, always inspiring us towards selfless service. Thank you so much. Now we have Mrs. Jayasree Madan Gopal, who is a steering council member and also program director for Budha CEO, to share
Budha
milestones and global impact that the foundation has created. However, before that, can we have the video, please? Thank you.
Budha CEO Quantum Foundation, inspired by the teachings of Brahmarshi Patriji, began its journey to share the wisdom of meditation and to nurture meditative and compassionate leaders across society, empowering people with clarity, purpose, well-being and growth. Today, this journey has evolved into a global movement. Through Budha CEO's online programs, participants from 96 countries have joined this journey to learn, meditate and grow. Our online community brings together individuals from across the world with the strongest participation from India, the United States, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Nepal. Beyond the online space, Budha CEO also conducts in-person programs in India and several other countries. We have hosted a wide range of programs including regional conferences of meditation leaders, advanced meditation retreats, one-day transformational programs, satsangs, corporate sessions and community gatherings across the globe. Through our local chapters in these regions, regular satsangs, meditation gatherings and community sessions continue to strengthen and sustain this growing movement. Across cultures and countries, people are coming together with a shared intention to grow in awareness, compassion and conscious living. Budha CEO continues to expand across the world, building a global community of meditators, conscious leaders and holistic individuals, shaping a more aware, compassionate and conscious world.
So what is oneness and how do we get that? How can we apply it in our regular life? We get oneness, we don't apply it. Application happens naturally when you get oneness. There are no special efforts to apply it. There are special efforts to get into oneness. Once you get into oneness, you naturally apply it to every situation. To get into oneness, you have to do meditation. You have to study spirituality. You have to read all the spiritual books who have achieved oneness. You have to listen to so many people's experiences. Do a lot of dhyana, lot of swadhyaya, lot of sajjan sangatya. When you do all these things, you are into oneness. Once you acquire oneness, you act every second in that state. You have to do a lot of meditation, swadhyaya and sajjan sangatya to get into oneness with everything.
I now invite Mrs. Jayasree M to take over the stage, please. Jayasree Madan Gopal is a former senior network consulting engineer and associate project manager at Cisco Systems, an educator in GEMS Education Dubai, and now a steering council member for Budha CEO Quantum Foundation. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Neha ji, and a very warm welcome to each one of you present here. We'll start with heartfelt gratitude to our inspiration, Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, and to our chief mentor and inspiration, Dr. Padmashri D.R. Karthikeyan sir. And like Vani ma'am mentioned about Patriji, I'm here today because of my dear mentor, Chandra sir and Vani ma'am. Heartfelt gratitude to each one of you. So, let's go through some of the milestones and global impact of Budha CEO Quantum Foundation in 2025. And we have divided them into 4 projects. And each project has its own significance and the awareness it creates also. So let's go through that one by one. First project, we have Project Excellence. So Project Excellence is about all the public transformation and professional transformation project, because what we thought about when we had this vision about Project Excellence is first an individual should change, right? An individual, and then it transforms towards the community, society, and in a larger group. So like the name of the foundation itself, Buddha CEO, embrace the Buddha within you and become the CEO of your life. So that is the basic motto of this project, Excellence. So that we have many public and professional transformation programs. Many of you would know that 40-day, the 21-day programs, and also we have regional language programs, which happens in Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, and Marathi, Gujarati, and we had one program in Malayalam too. So, and this 40-day and 21, of course, 40 days started in 2020. We had multiple batches now in 40-day programs, and recently we had a program of 40-day morning in English, and in evening we had especially for Thai people. And we were, there was a translator who used to translate the wisdom talks in Thai, and we conducted, and we had a very good response from them. So it is going global, right? And then we have this intense meditation programs like Amrit and many retreat, and we have coach programs too. And of course, we partner with organization for underprivileged and rural outreach. Yes, so the next slide please. So then we had a question. Now, okay, the adults are taken care of, but what about these young minds, the younger generation? So we have this project called Project Inner Edge. So where we create the awareness and introduce it with the scientific wisdom, and we have a structured 15-week classroom integrated scientific based multi-week program, which happens, actually the program happens every Sunday, but when we reach out according to their college, institution or organizations, according to their time schedule, we can create a program for them. But the structure, everything is there. So Project Inner Edge was developed. And it has in-person and online programs. A hybrid model is also there according to their requirement. And yes, so this is about for our youth, young minds, right? We all agree how important it is there for them. Now next project is about Project Meditation Awareness. Yes, where we create awareness and we want to bring this in policy level. Please ask me how important is this, because I reside in Middle East. I've come from there, and you all know the situation, what is happening there. So every day from this time, when I used to think, okay, of course we did 2 global conferences. This is the 3rd one, which is going on. How important it would have been if it would have already been implemented as a policy. And like Karthikeyan sir very, very intensely, nicely explained how a meditative leader will take decisions. Yes, it will be, his decisions will be for greater good and with compassion. Yes, so this is the right time happening. This global conference is happening, and we have this global annual event which happens yearly once, and we have many regional conferences also. So regional conferences, until now, we had 2 GCMLs and the 3rd one is going on, and we had 8 regional conferences, RCML. So, and one, every year we have an RCML happening in USA and in Middle East too. And we had 10 symposiums conducted across India, USA and UAE during the World Meditation Day last December 21st. So this is where we bring the leaders, policy makers, change makers, we invite them to create that awareness so that they can take it to a larger audience, right, from the top-down approach. So that's why this project is there, Project Meditation Awareness. If you want more details, please come and talk to any of us, with us here, volunteers here. And yes, and this is happening, of course, because of our inspiration, Dr. D.R. Kas or Karthikeyan sir, and also with many partner organizations. Yes, without their support, this won't be possible. So with all of their support, where every organization, we all come together for these events to create this level of impact and awareness. So next is Project Applied Meditation Research. So we all agree, right? Most of us, even leaders, when we have to convince them, we need some data, right? How do they believe in it? Of course, our programs, our scientific wisdom is there in it, because even I have a very analytical mind before. Wherever you don't need to use that mind also, we use that unnecessary, right? That is how we are conditioned before. So we think, okay, this, how do I believe in this? What is the proof I have to follow this approach? So that's why this project is in place, where we provide evidence-based impact reports. During our 40-day program also, we have the surveys taken, assessment taken, and during all other programs, we have some kind of assessment taken. And during the advanced meditation retreats, we have the control group. We do, when they step into the retreat and after the retreat, we take the studies and we see the transformation. What is the evidence we have, right? It's not, now it's just not about talking about meditation, also showing the data, also showing the proof. And it's a moment now. These conferences are nothing but, you're not just talking, it's a moment. We are taking it, how we can apply it in our day-to-day life, personally and also in organization, institutions. Yes, everywhere. How can this be applied very comfortably, and which will create that kind of an impact, right? So it's a two-way approach. So yes, this is our 4th projects. So yes, so Project Excellence, Project Inner Edge for youth, Project Meditation, and this is Project Applied Meditation. So these are the 4 projects. So request everyone, all the organizations to come together in all these projects and take meditation to each and every being in this planet for the greater good, as inspired from Brahmarshi Patriji. So thank you everyone. Any questions, anything, you can approach us later, you can call. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jayasree ma'am.